Hey, what's going on guys? It's Sam and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing my manga haul for April/beginning of May. I picked up a lot of stuff that I really loved and I'm excited to share my thoughts about it with you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the haul. Alright, so starting off we got a big pickup. One of my favorite things that I picked up this year by far. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, know exactly what I'm talking about. And that is the One Piece box set number 3. So, like I said, if you've been following me on Twitter, you know that One Piece has been absolutely consuming my life as of the past couple of months. And I've really gone from being somewhat of a fan of the series to someone who absolutely adores it. I finished up the second box set a couple months ago, and I have just been reading it nonstop over the past 2 months. It's without a doubt my #1 goal this year to catch up on One Piece. And like I said, I've read about 20-30 volumes over the past 2 months, so I feel like I'm at a good pace so far. I think I might take a break once I finish catching up with New World and read some other series that have been picking up just to kind of switch things up so I don't get burnt out. But I 100% plan on fully catching up on the series, at least in the physicals. I've been absolutely loving it. I recently did a review over the Water 7 and Enies Lobby arcs. And I'll drop a link to that down below. But that's really the arc where things started to shift for me for One Piece, where like I said, I went from enjoying the series to really loving it. And things have not slowed down for me at all since then. Where I'm currently at right now is Impel Down, and I'm absolutely adoring it. It feels like everything is building up to the New World and this war with Whitebeard and the Navy, and I just I'm really loving every volume, and I totally can see why One Piece has such a huge fan base when just a few months ago I didn't quite understand that love. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on the series, I recommend following me on Twitter or watching that review I did, but definitely expect to see box set number 4 in an upcoming haul, because even though it's kind of hard to find, I'm been looking out for a good deal, and I absolutely plan on fully catching up with One Piece for 2022. Alright, so going with the theme of box sets, I got another box set that's a little bit smaller, but I picked up the Quintessential Quintuplets box set number 1, part 1 of the series. And for those of you who have been following the channel for a while know that I did pick up these singles. At one point I ended up selling them, decided to pick up the series in these box sets, and I found a really great deal on them, so I had to go for it. I've started to become more and more of a fan of rom-coms and these more slice of life genre within my manga collection, and this is a series that I really do enjoy. I haven't finished it yet. I have read everything in this box set, but based off of what I've read so far, it's lighthearted, it's enduring and sweet, and there's a lot of comedic moments as well. I wouldn't say it's my favorite rom-com, but I really do enjoy it, and I definitely plan on picking up the second part of it whenever it comes out, hopefully for a good deal, because that's always one of my top priorities when picking up manga. Quick synopsis. Main character ends up being a tutor for this group of quintuplets who are very different from each other. It's just fun seeing how he, earns a spot in their hearts and how they grow. They become closer, and a lot of them really are not the smartest, so it's kind of his struggle with being their tutor and helping them learn and try and pass their exams, while also them growing as friends and even something a little bit more if you do read the series. But I'm really enjoying it. I won't say it's my favorite rom-com or slice of life, but I think it's really great. And if you're in the mood for something like that, the art looks attractive, or the synopsis sounds interesting, then I would definitely recommend it. It's a fun, lighter series that has got a lot of chuckles and also some cute relationships. Doing a bit of a 180, I picked up Blood on the Tracks, Volume 7 and Volume 8. And for those of you who have read both of these series, you know that it is definitely a 180. A much darker series by Shuzo Oshimi. Actually my first volume that I've read by him, but it's hard to describe this series and the appeal of it, other than the fact that you're always on the edge of your seat when reading this. You're never quite sure what's going to happen next. And it really has engaged my attention from every single volume. They're pretty quick reads, I will say, and they're very dark. I won't say it's fully horror, but there's definitely some thriller and horror aspects to the series. Definitely be prepared for that if you're interested in reading it. But I'm really gripped on this series. I'm excited to see where it ends. I just recently found out this is actually the prequel to a different, grander story, which I'm not really quite sure how that's going to turn out. I think that's how most people are reacting once they heard that news. But if you're in the mood for something darker, more thrilling, bit of a mystery behind it, as well as mature, it is a more mature series, I can definitely recommend Blood on the Tracks, because I'm really enjoying it and I definitely plan on finishing out within my collection. Alright, next up I picked up Moriarty the Patriot, volumes 1 through 5. and I have been waiting so long to pick this up. I really don't know too much about it. I know that there's some people who really enjoy it. I believe it's a story revolving around Sherlock Holmes in a London setting. I really don't know too much about this. I actually placed an order for these volumes what feels like 7 months ago, and it's really been on backstock, and I finally got them shipped. But I'm really excited to check out the hype behind this series, as I know a lot of people have really been enjoying it. Let me know down below if you've been reading this and what are your thoughts on it so far, because I did take a bit of a larger plunge with these first 5 volumes without knowing much other than that. It has been making some waves across different manga reviewers that I listen to. So excited to check this out and expect to hear some more thoughts on this from me once I read it, and plan on picking up more in a future haul if I do enjoy these first 5 volumes. So that's Moriarty the Patriot. Next up, we have Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 14, coming to the conclusion of that Shibuya Invasion arc. Really some of my favorite shonen that I've read with this new era of shonen in the past couple of years, and I'm really enjoying where this is at right now for the physicals with Jujutsu Kaisen. Something that I plan on changing up with how I read manga is reading them in arcs. As I have found that I'm missing some details or forgetting some things with these volumes as I'm reading them as they come out. And so I do plan on kind of just building up some of my backlog with these ongoing shonens that I'm picking up regularly, just so it can be more memorable when I read them in one sitting. Me personally, I really love it, and I definitely recommend it if you're in the mood for more of an edgier shonen that has some great characters and really fun action. And I also highly recommend the anime and the movie if you are interested but don't want to take the plunge into the manga side of things. Next up, we have Grandblue Dreaming, Volume 15. This is probably my favorite ongoing slice of life, but I would consider this more of a comedy genre. But I absolutely love this series for reasons that I've explained plenty of times in my previous hauls. But great comedy, really great characters that I've grown very attached to, and just hilarious scenarios that the characters get into that are pretty unique, pretty different each chapter, so it keeps you on your toes, but always funny. The subtle backbone of the story is these characters' relationships and how they're growing together and growing as people. But the most strongest pull is that comedy and the hilarious situations and the over-the-top art that supplements those scenarios. So definitely recommend Grandblue Dreaming to anybody. I think it's a hilarious series, and I absolutely adore it. After that, we have Zom 100, Volume 5. And I really do like this cover in that shade of blue. Zom 100, it's nice to have a zombie story in my manga collection, as I really haven't had any type of zombie content in a really long time. After we went through that overpopulation of zombie stories, deep in the Walking Dead era, I'm really enjoying this series. The character, they're in a zombie apocalypse, and he kind of takes a 180 shift in his life, where just being, part of the corporate machine, day-to-day, 9-to-5 job. He now has this bucket list of 100 things that he wants to complete, and he's doing them within the zombie apocalypse with other people. So a funny place to start from, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I think it's a good comedy, there's great action, and I like the characters so far. I do think that I would like to see things change up a bit, develop more of a substantial plot for me to continue to pick them up, as I am starting to fade on the scenarios or the rinse and repeat with the series. But I think it is really funny and really great, and if you're in the mood for something zombie related that also has some good comedy and good action, then I could definitely recommend Zom 100. Alright, and then lastly, the last pickups that I had for this month is something that I was waiting on for a really long time as well, and that is Dead Demons Destruction. I can never say that title right, regardless of how many times I say it out loud. So I picked up volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. Given the state of manga collecting that we're in, I couldn't get the whole series that I wanted, but I got what was in stock. My first Inyo Asano work, actually. Have not read anything else from him, and I absolutely adore it. I know this series just concluded. I had only heard great things about the ending, and that's kind of a good green flag for me to start picking up a series if it has a great ending. Started picking up this, read the first 4 volumes, and really enjoyed it. Cast of 4 girls in high school who are planning on making the tradition to university. Alien invasion attacks Earth. Well, not necessarily attacks, an alien invasion occurs where there's this giant ship that lands in Japan. That's kind of where this setting starts off. I don't want to go into too much for spoiler reasons. I really enjoyed what I've read so far. They're quick reads, but something that I think is really underrated with how small these volumes is how great the quality of the books are. They have these slip covers and some colored pages sprinkled throughout the covers, throughout the book, as well as the fantastic art from Asano. I heard this was a bit lighter, so that's kind of what attracted me to it, because I've heard so many great things about him as a manga. So excited to pick these up, and I've really enjoyed it so far. Alright, so that's going to do it for the haul today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I was very excited about what I picked up, specifically One Piece, Dead Man, Destruction, and Moriarty the Patriot. Those are definitely ones that I plan on reading next. Like I said, as far as my reading plans go, I think I'm gonna finish New World arc within One Piece, and then take a little breather because I've been reading so much of it and don't want to get burned out. And then I plan on diving into some of these other series that I've picked up that I've put on hold because of this, One Piece journey. Thank you guys again for watching. Let me know down below what you've been hauling. Things within the manga world are starting to clear up as far as things being out of stock, so it's exciting to see people get to pick up things that they actually want to, rather than having to just order and wait or pay crazy prices. So please let me know down below what you've been picking up. But again, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more manga related videos, such as more hauls, a collection video that's upcoming, more reviews, as well as more reading vlogs. So that's gonna do it for the video. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.